Beside me is my 2022 Tesla Model X Long Range, and today we're gonna do a test and see what kind of battery percentage we will lose overnight during a cold day. Right now the watch says it's minus 18 degrees Celsius. Let's go get in the car and see what the car shows and what kind of percentage we have, and I'm not gonna plug it in overnight. Here's what it is. 36% battery is what we have right now on the car. The car says it's minus 15 degrees Celsius. If I go over here into the display and then switch it to the distance, it will show it in kilometers. So we have 195 kilometers on the battery. Shows minus 16. And then that is 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Also in miles, we have 121 miles on the car. I will make sure that Sentry mode is on. I'm gonna turn off the thing where it says exclude home. I want to see what kind of battery the car will use if you're parked in a parking lot, because with this now it shows you what kind of battery percentage, let's say, Sentry mode used. So if you look here right now, today since last charge we used 1.8% on Sentry mode. So let's just see how it is. So here's our previous drive since last charge. So 35% battery, minus 15 degrees Celsius right now, 10-12 p.m. So let's get out of the car and then we'll take a look at the car tomorrow around afternoon time. So it's 11:11 p.m. I ended up putting the Model Y Performance in the garage and then shoveled the sidewalks and driveway. The car is at 34% battery, minus 15 right now. The watch says it's minus 19 degrees. And let's just do all those numbers once again. So here it is. This is kind of what we're looking at. Sentry mode 2.4%. There's the drive. And then of course, let's quickly look here. 5 degrees Fahrenheit. There it is in miles right there, 117 miles, 189 kilometers, and there's the stats right there. So yeah, we'll come back and then take a look at it again. So this is pretty much how it is. There we go, 34%. It's the next day. It is right now 4:49 p.m, minus 17 degrees Celsius. We had a pretty cold night. The car was left outside at minus 24, feels like minus 32 if I remember correctly. Let's just see what kind of drain of the battery we have because of that. It's been over 17 hours, almost 18 hours. The car has been parked without it being plugged in a very cold day. That's what it looks like. It is very cold in here. I'm gonna turn off the climate just so that we can see how it went. We were at 34% battery. Now we are at 26%. So that right there is 8% battery. Screen time is at 1.9%. It was 1.4 when we left off yesterday. Preconditioning was 1.9%. Now it's 2.1%. Cabin overheat was 0. Sentry mode was 2.4%. Now it's at 10.2%. Mobile app was 0. Summon and all the other stuff was still at 0. So almost 18 hours later, the car used 8% of its battery. Let's go over here to the battery where we can see, and it is like showing this blue snowflake here as well. So I believe this becomes usable later on whenever we're driving. So I'm not sure if 26% includes this blue portion or if it doesn't include that blue portion. I will do the same kind of test but turning off Sentry mode. But I wanted to see what kind of results we can get whenever I have Sentry mode on. I did this test with Sentry mode on so that we can see what kind of impact the Sentry mode can cause. Because put it this way, you just went on a trip, you're staying at a hotel or a place, your car just parked overnight, and you're like, I want to make sure my car is recording everything in that parking lot in case somebody hits it or whatever. You want to make sure your Sentry mode is on. I mean, this is kind of how it went. So it seems like Sentry mode used the majority of the battery pack right there. Let's go over here to the display and then we'll change some things just to see. If I go down to the distance, you'll see we're at 142 kilometers. Last night the car was at 189 kilometers, and in miles it's at 89, and last night was at 117 miles. So that is quite a bit of range we lost, just I guess because of having Sentry mode on, and we ended up at least getting some information about how this whole thing went. What I will do now, guys, is I will end up changing this back to kilometers and also preheating the car with the app. So that way we will see how it is. 8 degrees Fahrenheit right now. But to the car, we are using 123.1 kilometers more than what we should have used from the battery pack. We're at 142 kilometers and 26% battery. Let's just step out the car and then preheat it. I will not be plugging the car in. Just turned it on. Let's see how long it takes to get to 21 degrees inside. 5:03 p.m. and it's at 21 degrees inside, 25%. So we're at 135 kilometers, and then in miles that is 84 miles. So that's how much we lost by just heating up the car inside. I mean, as soon as you have a level 2 charging, like the range is not that bad whatsoever. I have drove 173 kilometers in total from 95% battery, and then overnight we lost that 8%. That's pretty much the range we're getting with this battery pack right now in an extreme cold day. But again, that Sentry mode on, I want to try this one day without Sentry mode. I also want to mention that the front of the car is much warmer. The rear of the car is cold because when I conditioned the car, it didn't turn on the rear heating. So if I go here, you'll see the rear heating is off. So technically it's nice and warm up here at the front, but in the back it's pretty cold. For that, you have to turn on the rear fan. This way it will start warming up the back as well. That's what it sounds like whenever it's trying to heat up the interior. And here it is from outside. Now it's time to plug the car in and get it the charge it needs. From 24% all the way to 90%, it will take, right now it's splitting it with the Model Y there, because that's plugged in, but it's not taking any power from that. So it should automatically start giving the power to this. You see the charging is going up. It says battery is heating, keep charge cable inserted. So right now it's heating the battery with 24 amps. It will take 14 hours, 55 minutes to get to 90% from 24. It's at 25. If I unplug the car, it will automatically turn it into 48 once I unplug the Model Y, but I'll just leave it like that for now. So I hope this video was helpful. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.